USD grabbed liquidity above that 1.9 area. We can see right here around this 1.9 area. We came into it and it acted as resistance to push the market down lower. And you can see before that once we came into this supply zone on the weekly, we started to consolidate. And so since then, that has been going on for quite some time now, right? So, and for the whole of July, for the whole of the summer, which is kind of expected for summer. Summer markets are usually slow, but and usually I have to say, historically in September and the Ember month, dollar is bullish. Historically, dollar has always been bullish in the Ember month, and I think that should play a part in this coming months too. So let's keep an eye out for that. All right. As you can see, we've had an extended move up on Euro USD. So and now we consolidated and now we broke out. So one after this breakout, now we're retesting. So whenever we have a breakout, guys, always keep in mind that there is a possibility of a false breakout, right? It could be a false breakout. So always keep that in mind whenever you want to take any position or any sort of breakout trade. But also at the same time, keeping that in mind, we know we cannot avoid false breakouts. So we always go according to our plan. But if that happens, it, it happens, guys. Don't take it too hard or anything, okay? That's for me. So the point I'm trying to make is we broke out and now we're retesting. So for Euro USD, we have many possibilities, right? Which is for everything. But the first thing is we have to look at, okay, where's our fractal high, where's our fractal low. At the present moment, these are fractal low, these are fractal high, right? Before we look for any longs, I want to see a break of this area, and then we can start to look for longs and things like that. Or unless we keep on going down lower, maybe make a new fractal low and this becomes our fractal high, and then we push up, perhaps we can use the quarterly open as support, and then we start to look for those further prices up higher. So I'm talking about something of this sort, right? We take down the low, right, and then we get that push up, and then we could look for that entry from here, and then we just perhaps just keep going higher and higher, right? That's an option, right? Or if that doesn't happen, guys, we just watch the order flow and follow the order flow, the immediate order flow, guys. Always important to try and follow the immediate order flow. But we know, okay, we're bullish swing wise, but also on the weekly we've come to quite a strong area of resistance, and we also came to the psychological level of 1.9. So it's always nice to, and all this liquidity has been grabbed that we're targeting, right? It has all been grabbed. So it's always nice for, and after that, what do we expect? We expect that retracement, and perhaps we get that next push up, or we keep on going down. So let's see how that goes on the dollar, right? If we look at the dollar right here, right, you can see, right, so there's no doubt we've had this bearish leg, and then we've started to consolidate. So we've come into this third touch of this trend line, as I keep on saying, like I've like we're looking for those longs, and then we've had the sweep of this low. Now we've had that push, like from there we've had that rejection. If you come here, we've had that rejection, right? So it's still a possibility for us to keep on going higher and higher and higher. I know there will be buyers, there will be sellers situated here. So if we go higher, I want us to, we'll probably see some downward push a little bit, maybe a trap, and then we trap those sellers, and then we start to go higher and higher. Because for me, I'm still okay. We've swept this low. I'm still looking for those higher prices on the dollar. Okay. And to come to GBP USD, ooh, this trade hurts me. It hurt me, but it hurt me in a way in which okay. So let's talk about this trade first of all. So you can see we had this push up, right, and then we had this this consolidation pattern, this ascending consolidation pattern, right? So if we have a leg up and then we are consolidating like in an ascending pattern in our leg up, it is a sign of weakness for the um, buyers, right? So we broke the pattern, and then we retested it. We came here, we grabbed liquidity, and after grabbing that liquidity, we had this push down. Then we pushed back into it, right? And we had this little consolidation rejection, so showing you, okay, there's a weakness in sellers at this area. So we came here, then we grabbed this liquidity resting like this descending highs into this strong area of supply, and boom, rejection. That was on Wednesday. Yesterday, sell, right? And just a beautiful trade overall, just a beautiful trade, and it hurts me that I missed it because I was looking for the long into this area, and once it came into it and that rejection, I don't know why I missed this candle. I have to check in with my I have to check my schedule because here I wasn't on the market. I was away from the market, and this happened. I didn't even realize it. I didn't get that alert on my phone. And let's see. Okay. And the sell position was yesterday morning. So yeah, I will put this down as a miss trade, but it hurts. Let's see the 2 hour. It hurts to miss trades, especially when you were waiting for them. Okay, this was 11 o'clock. Oh my goodness, I remember. Yeah. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It happens. Okay, we move on, right? So, for the people in this trade, congratulations, right? And yeah, so for a 1 to 3, I think it should be good around here, right? For 1 to 3, it should be good around here. So you could hit TP today, you could hit it on Monday, sometime next week. Congratulations if you're in that trade. Okay, so moving on to NZD USD. As I said, I was looking for buys from here into this area, right? Into this supply area, which is also a strong supply. And then once it came into that supply area, we had liquidity resting here. It just sold off, right? This didn't even bother to give us an entry, right? So this was our fractal high. The retracement, once it broke it, it was just okay. I think perhaps if you're on maybe like 1 hour, you could have gotten something. We could have gotten something perhaps on the 1 hour or 2 hour. But yeah, it's so let's just wait. So this here is also a strong area of demand, and which can act to push market up higher. So if we look at here on the daily, right, so we have this area of demand which took out this liquidity this low and then push up, and so this area can act as a nice area of demand for buyers to step in. But as we always say, we won't guess when buyers will step in. We want to see some fractal breaks, some high breaks. So once we see those high breaks, we can start to look for additional position, right? So if not, we just keep on following the immediate order flow lower, and keep in mind that we have this ascending lows here, right, which can also be target for liquidity, right? So this can also be a nice like liquidity grab. So let's see and watch out for what goes on, because as you can see, we have 1 2 3 and then the breakout of the trend line. So for people, they would be waiting here to buy the market. So let's see, if he wants to push up, we would go with it, or if he wants to take out these lows, then we'll just find those additional sell positions, right? Okay, so and on AUD USD too, we have similar story, right? So once we had this target and this target, so we grab liquidity here, and after a grab of liquidity, what do you expect? You expect that retracement, right? That's right, and we we had similar like to GBP USD, right? This consolidative pattern in the ascending form showing weakness, and then boom, we grabbed that liquidity, just sold right off, just sold right off. Perhaps like, okay, yesterday also, right? You could have found an entry if you had come to the 2 hour, right? This was that retracement in the morning, and then boom, you just, yeah. So, but I mean, where would you have put your stop? Perhaps just ignore the week if you don't trade with weeks. But for me, it wasn't a valid entry, so it was just okay, just watch it go. But yeah, and then for BTC is just consolidative. It's showing this ascending consolidative pattern after this move up. So it could mean a breakout to the downside or perhaps to the upside. Let's see how that goes. So we'll just watch and see what happens on this pair on BTC USD. I'm calling it a pair, but yeah, on BTC. So what you can see is, yeah, we have this area of liquidity that we've come into, and then these are area of supply right above, liquidity resting beneath it. So perhaps we might just, and we're slowing down and slowing down, perhaps we might just have that retracement to the downside, you know. So let's wait for that and be careful. Okay, for gold, all right, so for gold, as you can see, we have here this area of consolidation. If you put in your 50% for the candle, right, you see these are indicators to show, it can show you where, like where we have areas of consolidation, and you can look for um, positions, buys or sells from the 50% candle. Okay, so you can see here we have this area of consolidation that we've come into, and here we had this demand area which caused this push up and grab this liquidity right here. It grabbed this liquidity right here. So once that liquidity was grabbed, we're just waiting for, okay, a change of character, right? So we have here a fractal high, a fractal low. So we want a break of this high, and then we can start looking for those additional positions, or maybe we break this low, make a new fractal structure, and that. So but you can see, okay, so I also marked this descending highs, right? So which can act as liquidity as we push up. So still be careful. We still have this area here, and it's gold, so it's also always very impulsive, so you could just start pushing up from there and not even look back. All right, so for USD CHF, all right, it's a bearish market. It's clear to see, right? So we have this area of supply right above. Let's delete this. We have the supply zone right here, right? I have the supply zone right here. Market came into it, and now we broke this low. Now we grab that liquidity. After grab of liquidity, you expect that retracement, right? So we got that on Wednesday, Thursday, and today's Friday, right? So we're still pushing up. So let's watch and see. As you can see, we're bearish on the market, but we're still pushing up and pushing up. So let's watch and see what happens. If we get to this highs and this liquidity resting here, right? Let's see our reaction inside there. If we start to break fractal structure, then we start to look for sells. But for now, there is no sell in sight. We just keep on, we just follow the immediate order flow, which is bullish, which is buying at the moment, because okay, so we've grabbed that liquidity underneath the low, as I said earlier, right here, right? And now we're just pushing up and pushing up and pushing up. So let's see, we push up into this supply zone. Let's see what happens there. We also have this strong area of supply too, which took out this liquidity, right? So we also have like these equal highs and all of this. So let's watch and see if bear starts to step in, or we have that change and we start to look for buys instead. So, and then on this ETH position, right? So as you can see, right, so we have this here we had that break of structure. Give me a second, guys. Here we had that break of structure, so we have this swing low and the swing high. So once that was marked, was just all about, okay, now we want a retracement into the discounted area so we can look for those buys. And now we had that area of consolidation. We have the push out, the breakout rather. So we had the breakout, the retest. So upon that retest, I was looking for a buy, which I found on the 4 hour change of character, right here above. So we had this push down. This was our factor high. We broke it, and that was our entry. And now we pushed up a little bit into this area of supply. So let's see if from here, this area of demand also, which took out this liquidity, let's see if it pushes market up higher. So you can see now we're back into this area of demand, which took out this low. So let's see if it pushes market up higher, and let's see what happens from there. Okay, guys, I have to go now. I wish you a wonderful day. Have a lovely have a lovely weekend, and back test, practice, review the week, and learn from the mistakes. Everything we did this week, either good or bad, are all lessons. Okay, guys?